Oh my goodness, who's that? Did you write a song for potential applicants? Are you gonna serenade them? Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Excellent. So what are we looking for here?
So basically, we're looking for a good visual storyteller. That's the number one. And who have the creative and artistic side. And the one who can edit using Adobe Premiere because we're using Adobe softwares a lot. And then Adobe After Effects.
Yeah.
And also have a good eye in graphic design.
And design as well, yeah. I mean, we do create infographics. Kyle, any final words from you?
Kung may kilala kayong mga video editor, pwede niyong itag yung friends niyo so malabas na ang kanilang skills.
Yes, we're hiring full-time and part-time, but only the best. Are you a creative genius, a polymath thinker, and hungry to work with thought leaders who are impacting the lives around the world? Okay, welcome everyone. I'm very excited to have this special edition of Star Producer Studios. We've got two very special guests. Actually, they're part of the team. Say hello, Feb and Kyle. How are you guys doing?
Hi.
All right.
Good.
Welcome. My name is Kian Wong. I'm the founder and CEO of Star Producer Studios, Star Producer Academy, headquartered here in New York City. And on today's podcast, you could say, we've got our very own head of creative director, Feb, the fabulous Feb, and Kyle, who's just joined us about a year ago, almost a year. So congrats on the 1 year anniversary. Feb, you've been with us for over 3 years. So it's amazing. What an amazing journey. So we want to actually, this is part of a series of videos we're creating just to help people understand a bit about our culture. And obviously we're growing and we're trying to recruit the most talented video editors and producers and script writers out there in the universe and to join us. So Feb, let's just start with you because, this goes way back. I mean, literally within 6 to 12 months of us starting our business way back in 2017 or so, we started, running some ads. We were at this exciting time where we were being courted by, companies, marketing companies behind the biggest names in the thought leadership world, like Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, Gary Vaynerchuk, some really big names in our coaching, personal development industry. Which is our niche. That's our passion. And we needed to find some really, amazing editors because I'm not the best editor, I admit. It's not my original background. I had a finance and .com internet business background in the 90s. But I fell into this whole media world 16 years ago, 2004-05, when I moved from Australia, where I grew up, to New York City. I was volunteering for a nonprofit TV station. So I kind of fell into not only fundraising for the nonprofit strategy, but then eventually they said, hey, we're setting up this new division. Would you like to be an anchor, host? And this is whatever you need. I'm here to serve. And that began that, amazing journey for me. Kind of fell in front of the camera. We blew up our YouTube channels and Facebook channels to millions of YouTube subscribers, over 100 million fans on Facebook over the last 15 years, which has been an incredible ride. That's the nonprofit that I was part of. Then so I was in front of the camera, behind the camera. So we set up Star Producer Studios and Star Producer Academy to help thought leaders and mission-driven entrepreneurs share their message with the world and impact lives. That's what we're all about. So we needed to grow our team with the most talented, creative, passionate, caring human beings, amazing people like yourselves. So really honored to have you guys be part of this journey. Feb, do you remember when you first came across us? That was like quite a few years ago, over 3 years ago. What did you see? Was it a friend who tagged you, or because we were running some ads, right?
My friend actually sent me the ad link, and
Got it. Got it.
then
There we go.
this work from home job caught me, and I applied right away. So, but actually, I didn't expect any from the job. So, and then days later, due to my busy schedule, so
Yeah.
I saw their response. I saw their email like 3 days or 5 days later.
I think what
Totally
happened
forget.
was this. I think when you applied, right, I
Yeah.
saw your reel and I said, I need to get in touch with Feb. It was the most impressive. I think it was had a Vimeo page, and you put up, some of the work that you did with where you were working at the time, right? You were gainfully employed at a boutique it was an ad agency, right? You don't have to mention names or anything. It was an ad agency, and you had been there for how many years? A couple of years?
Like almost four.
Oh, sorry,
Or
it was 4 years. My goodness. So that was your I guess what attracted me to your application was you started editing young, right? You guys are all very young. I'm not going to reveal your ages, but you're all in your 20s. Actually, happy birthday, Carl. Having your 20 something birthday. Just you're younger than mid 20s. How about that, right? So I won't reveal your age, but you're in your early 20s. Happy birthday. You had a nice party on the weekend. So, but Feb is only a couple of years older. All right. So I reveal your age. You started when you were how old with video editing?
around 13.
13. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Just exploring
Yeah.
that.
So tell us about where did your creative juices and creative talent come from? Was it, I think you mentioned family, or what was some of the influences that you had?
For video editing, I'm really not good at speaking because I really can't express my feelings into words.
You're
So
very hard.
what I did, is I'm using my expression through video. So because I'm so visual,
Mm.
so that's why I got into video editing, and then started my
Absolutely. Your
passion.
talent, your expressive talent, your creativity is unsurpassed. I haven't come across a more amazing editor over the last 15, 20 years. But where did it begin? Your creativity? Were you like into arts and drawing? And I think did you say your auntie was?
Ah, yes. My family loves to draw. I
Yeah.
mean, they're artists. So
Yeah.
maybe
When
I
you,
got some a little bit of
I'm sure it is
from
genetic,
the
partly
drawing, but
genetic.
mostly
You
I'm more on digital side,
The
not
digital
on
side.
the
Well,
traditional.
yeah, come on. You're the next generation. Did you say your aunt, or was it who was it that worked for Disney? There was an artist for
My
Disney?
she's a cartoonist
Your
in
auntie.
working from Disney
Oh,
animation,
wow.
but not in the traditional
Yeah,
way, in a traditional way.
fantastic. And Kyle, you started also very young as well, right? Editing when you were what, 14 or 15 or something like that?
Yes, second year high school.
Wow, fantastic. So you would have been 13 or 14 or whatever, right? So yeah, what was what sort of software did you guys use back then?
Movie maker.
Movie
Movie maker.
Maker. Was it Movie Maker's
Yeah.
pop? Yeah, okay. That's free, right? It was free software or whatever.
Built
Yeah.
in from those.
Yeah, cool. And then you did some sort of is it an internship, or did there was some competition, right? That a TV station ran and got you won the position to become an intern. Was that right?
Ah, yes, when I was in third year college,
Third year
the
college. Okay.
director appointed me to be their junior video editor. So I was a working student back then.
Okay,
And
got it.
then right after I graduated, I worked for them full time.
Oh, fantastic. So what type of work did you actually do at the TV network? What type did you work on? TV shows or?
Yes, it's a TV show, but back then I was just doing cut to cut videos and then researching on Google, then putting it on the voiceover, just
Cool.
offline editing.
Offline editing. So was it a famous TV show or semi-famous?
It's a government TV station.
Oh, okay. Got it. Interesting. So you hadn't even graduated and you already had a position, right? Was it a part-time? So that was always great. We always love looking for number one, self-taught. So if you're self-taught video editor, and you feel like you are a creative genius, at the same time, we're not making Hollywood films, right? That's not our gig here. We're talking about working with thought leaders in health, wealth, love, happiness, purpose. Think Nas Daily, think about all these, really amazing people, other business gurus or whatever. And, I think we're living in a world where the world is changing so radically fast. I mean, especially with the craziness of the last 15 months with COVID. It's so unfortunate, such challenging times. And, people are being forced to work from home if they're able to do so. And a lot of people have been laid off work. Has that affected a lot of your friends in the creative world or video editing world, guys? Any comments there? Have you had anecdotal stories about friends who, have lost jobs if they're a freelancer, a videographer? I was just reading an article about this guy who had a video production business, and in Singapore, or was it Malaysia? And then when COVID hit, no one was hiring him for outdoor gigs anymore, and he was forced to sell durian, sell fruits. No kidding. And then he built a huge business from selling fruits. But anyway, what's it like at the moment in the Philippines? I know you both are based there. Has it been impacted a lot of people with COVID?
But mostly for the digital agencies and for the video production side, they are mostly work from home.
So it's fine anyway, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's, but most people are not having to commute anymore, right? So they can work from home and stuff. So it's not so bad.
For the commuting side, for the restaurants,
it's tough.
Yeah,
they've been impacted a lot. But with the world changing so fast and technology, a lot of people are being displaced, especially here in the US. There's a lot of fear about, a lot of people are out of jobs. A lot of people, small businesses have been affected, obviously, the most. It's crazy. The biggest tech companies are getting wealthier and small businesses have been hurt. So really, and individuals are losing that sense of financial security. So they're looking for experts and coaches and consultants to train them up in new skills, right? So that's partly where we fit in. We're really here to help the new economy and help these people get reskilled, figure out their passion, figure out their why, figure out a way to balance their lives, right? And I think that's one of the things that I think has been the part of the benefit of you guys being able to work from home, having that flexibility. Kyle, I mean, what was it like, working before you joined us? What was some of the challenges transitioning, or the benefits of transitioning from work from home?
Back then, when I was working on the field, I spent a lot on the transportation. So at first, I spent hours in the LRT, MRT train station.
Yeah.
Then when I got my second job, I mostly used Grab and Uber. So it was a lot.
So you actually had you had two jobs running, you had two positions before you joined us, right? So you had this opportunity to work. Was it two different TV stations?
Yes, I have two jobs. So the one is when I was the video editor. Then the second is I'm a data content gathering staff at GMA7. So it's a top network here in the Philippines, but I'm working on the field. So that's the downside of the work. So whenever there's a taping or production, I go by myself. There's no service or whatever. So I commute wherever there are. So
some people like it. I know a lot of videographers, they're used to it. They're, big strapping guys who carry all this equipment, and they're just used to going wherever they need to be. Right? It's part of their adventure. But for those who prefer to be more creative and more of the editing side, post-production type of side, they would rather not have to commute an hour each way to work or whatever. So I know it's happening regardless of whether you work with clients internationally or not. But yeah, but the world is moving. I think 20-30% of Google employees are now have the option of working from home now, post COVID, even after COVID hopefully dies down. So I think we're moving towards that. But importantly, there's this there's a really big need for people to be trained up. We're moving towards not just information but wisdom economy, and a lot of it is transitioning because of AI and robotics, and AI is just disrupting so many industries. And the creative world, allows a lot of people to not only be fully expressed, like, it's part of the joys of being a human, is that we have this creative ability in all of us that God gave us. And unfortunately, we're doing too many repetitive tasks. So pros and cons of robots and AI. But, and a lot of people find it tough to transition if they lose a job. So, there's a lot of experts out there to help them go through this transition over the next, 5 or 10 years. Massive disruption, massive changes are coming. So, we're very fortunate to be able to work from home. I live in New York, and we moved out of the city. Manhattan was crazy, as you can imagine, during COVID. And so, we have 2 young boys, 3 and almost 2, and my elderly mother with me. So we moved out to upstate New York. So we're very, blessed to have big, wide open space and some nice big house, you could say. It's literally a house. We're living in apartments and smaller place, in Manhattan, right? You don't live in houses. But and then we were in Flushing for a few years. But it's good to work from home, right? So you get to spend, you mentioned, we were like prepping a little bit for this interview, and you said something about what were some of the side benefits of being able to work from home, Kyle and Feb?
First is it saved me a lot of money.
Traveling and stuff.
Because restaurant, you can
eating out all the time, right?
Yes, and also it's exhausting, and
yeah
we travel almost 2 hours, and then 2 hours when you come home. My second job in Malate, Manila, my working hours is 12 noon to 9 p.m. So
wow, when you finish it's very late.
So you just spend your Monday to Saturday working, then sleeping, then tomorrow work again. So,
and it's not like we don't work hard here, right? I know you guys work very hard, 40, 50, 60 hours sometimes a week. And then, sometimes we can take some chill time, and you've got a lot of flexibility, right? Even though I'm based in New York, we do have our meetings sometimes in the morning or sometimes in your evenings. But we encourage everyone to, take lots of breaks in the afternoon and whatever. So was it difficult to transition to work from home, like the discipline of, getting certain things done, waking up at certain times, just so you're not sleeping in all the time? We don't have meetings that often in the morning, but was that difficult initially, or, took a few weeks to get used to?
No.
No? Okay. All right, I guess you're very disciplined. What about you, Feb? I mean, you were out there, commuting to work every day, I guess, for 4 years. It was a big decision, right? Obviously you needed some time to think about it. And, so what was that transition like in the early days?
The first month?
Yeah.
It's like I'm having a hard time to work in our schedule because we have like 2 meetings in a day. One is in the morning and then one is in the evening. So
that was the early days. We don't do that anymore too much.
Yeah.
That was like when we were getting to
1 month, and then I get used to it.
Yeah.
So, but work from home like gave me a lot of benefits. Like save a lot of money, and then the commuting side, and then I can go to my friends to hang out while I'm doing editing.
Yeah, I know your laptop lifestyle, right? You were like having mini vacations. I was like, just as long as you get a laptop, if I need emergency help, you can help me a little bit. Tell about some of the interesting projects that you worked, some of the more memorable projects.
Most memorable project is the first ones that I
First one,
work with
Gary
Gary Vaynerchuk.
Vaynerchuk. All
Yes.
right.
That's why I like because it's a different format and different style from the one that I had before from digital agency because they're mostly focusing on the brand and the product.
Products.
While this one, yes, products, and while this one is more on personal branding that I
Yeah.
have
Thought leaderships and
edited
experts.
before.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
So it's kind of new to me. Yeah.
That's excellent. And think about there's millions of people out there building YouTube channels, wanting to be consultants and they're experts in their field and they, want to start their own companies now, right? So there's a huge opportunity to find work in this area, and it's a win-win. I mean, hiring someone locally here in the US, Gary Vee is a good example. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, social media guru, and he has this guy called D-Rock, right? He's really famous. He probably pays him hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to follow him around to do the videos, right? Literally is a virtual reality TV show, and he follows him and does all the editing, right? Now, not everyone needs that type of level of branding, right? However, there's people who want to, shoot maybe videos for a day once a month for their YouTube channel, or every week they might spend 3 or 4 hours. They might shoot the simple Zoom videos like this is all it's needed, right? You don't necessarily need a full-time videographer. So you can hire someone locally in the US for whatever, right? $500 a day or whatever or more. And rather than get them to do editing, which is expensive, it's like $50, $100 an hour if they're decent. It's far much more cost effective to hire in the Philippines. It's a win-win because you guys can get paid more than, let's say, local companies can afford. And, it's a lot more cost effective for the people, the experts based, in and all around the world, right? So it's an interesting opportunity. And people know they need to build their brands over a number of years. And there's a lot of work in this area. So we have this vision of bringing together, an amazing team of editors and script writers and producers to help power this knowledge economy. You guys can work from home, and a lot of the times we're finding perhaps more women are applying for this because maybe they're thinking in terms of one day I might want to have kids, right? Get married, and they don't want to necessarily travel so much. They might want to work part-time from home or have that flexibility. And that's why it's an amazing opportunity, right? This whole work from home thing. And obviously you can apply to guys as well. But it's great. I get to see my kids grow up and go upstairs, have dinner, and come back to my office, my man cave. And so what are we looking for here, Feb? I mean, you're the senior editor, and you'll be mentoring a lot of people and training them up. Tell us, what do you look for when you're looking through? We had hundreds of applicants the last time we, did a recruitment drive. What do you look for in particular? In terms of, let's talk about video editors.
So basically, we're looking for a good visual storyteller. That's the number one, and who have a creative and artistic side, and the one who can edit using Adobe Premiere because we're using Adobe softwares a lot, and then Adobe After Effects.
Yeah,
and also have a good eye in graphic design.
And design as well, yeah. I mean, we do create infographics and nothing too fancy, but, we use a lot of templates, right? I mean, that's when I got into it, I realized, I still remember about 20 years ago, I hired this company to do a Google ad. And, they gave me an example of what they were going to do. It looks so cool, like the really cool effects. It was After Effects. And then a few years later, I realized, it charged me like $5,000 for it. And then I found on Envato or something similar to that, and they were selling that template for $17. And my goodness, I mean, it's like, so, we use a lot of templates as well, and you can add your creativity to it. But from a music point of view, and the music is really important as well, right? Getting the right music tracks, soundtracks. I love spending some time looking at different tracks to get the right feel, the right tempo. Whether if we're creating a sizzle reel or a trailer for an event, we've done big events with people like Tony Robbins. 10,000 people attended that event in the UK. So we did a whole bunch of promotional videos. So finding the right music. Were you ever trained in music and I guess that side of things? Both, I think Kyle, and you've come from dance as well. And tell us a bit about your music training.
12 or 13, my mom enrolled me in guitar lessons.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, basic guitar.
Yeah. Actually, is that a guitar behind you, or is that just a fake virtual screen? No, I think it's real. That doesn't look fake to me. I don't see any green. All right, Carl, should we ask Feb to bring out the guitar?
Go,
Yes,
Feb.
I think. Come on, Feb. Don't be shy. Go. Come on. Just play a little song for us. Okay, let's come on down, Feb. We've got a lot of creativity. Hey, Kyle, you're next. You're going to be dancing for us, okay? You're going to be doing it. Okay. Oh, look, let's give it up for Feb. What are you going to play for us, Feb?
Lullaby.
All right, let's play something.
So
did you write a song for potential applicants? Are you going to serenade them? Nice. Excellent. That wasn't fake, guy. That was real. So if you want Feb to be your mentor and to serenade you as part of the training, you know where to look us up. And Kyle, you were like really into dance. I mean, I think part of the reason why you're such a good editor, it's timing. A lot of it's the right timing. So you were some dance champion, or what? You tell us a bit about that. It was like a national traditional dance competition. What?
Well, when I was in college, I'm a scholar of CU folk dance troupe. So it's a folk dance.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna add some B-roll. All right.
Yes.
Put some B-roll of you. Oh, yep. Cut to B-roll. All right. We're gonna no, I'm serious. Post-production notes, add some B-roll of Kyle doing her thing. That was fun. Yeah. So, if you're going to apply for this job, you better be able to dance, play the guitar, and sing. Okay, I'm kidding. All right. But let's be serious here. Let's go to our application site here. Let me just share my screen, if I may. You guys have been terrific. So, yes, we're hiring full-time and part-time, but only the best. Are you a creative genius, a polymath thinker, and hungry to work with thought leaders who are impacting lives around the world? So we are looking for video editors, copywriters, social media ad buyers. So if you're also a Facebook, YouTube guru, marketing operations techie, if you're good with, funnels and click funnels and tech software and email marketing, all the techie stuff, come join our freedom movement. You've probably seen one of our little...
Are you sitting in this audience right now?
This is actually Gary V's video we did. Feb edited this many moons ago.
And realizing that this is the greatest era to be alive in the human race?
It is, isn't it? The most incredible times, all right? We're living in challenging times, but most incredible times as well, to reinvent our lives, really.
Isn't she gorgeous? How could you not fall in love with this beauty? Come with me.
Real estate agents even.
Simply because you can be able to prepare for the future and do well instead of getting crushed. And the reason what Sandy teaches is so important is because what Sandy is telling us is how to see the future.
Talking about not just investing and the whole world is moving, towards this very volatile environment. Look at what's happened with Bitcoin and the share markets. It's just incredible times. Anyway, so you can just come down, starproduceacademy.com/jobs, and that's for the video editor position. Look for highly motivated, brilliant video editors, motion graphic artists. if you see yourself as a 9 out of 10, at least, it's very subjective, I know. If you feel your, After Effects are at least an 8 out of 10 and your graphic design is an 8 out of 10, then, consider reaching out. We want you to have at least, 3 to 5 years of work experience in some form, full-time positions, obviously. We've hoped you've started when you're young and you're self-taught. We find those are always the best. And you really care about, producing high quality work for thought leaders, right? And it's not just churning a lot of content sometimes, but at the same time, you get to be very creative as well, working on, certain sizzle reels and openings and so on and so forth. So I won't go through this whole thing here. You can go through all the different, the bullet points here and what we're kind of expecting your skill set to include. But importantly, it needs to have the right, cultural fit, as we call it, rich core values, as we say, being real and honest, with respect and being responsible to your client, to yourselves, being, inspirational. You're creating stuff that could go viral, that can really inspire so many people, with integrity, with being innovative, and really passionate, and being what we call purpose driven. We don't do it just for the work, for the money. That's all fine and everything, but you really care about what you do. And having that compassion for humanity and having the courage to be part of this. It's not easy. At the end of the day, it can be very demanding. There's deadlines as well. That commitment to excellence and being humble. We're getting trained all the time by the best in social media marketing and video marketing and so on. If you have an entrepreneurial mindset, come join us. We really want to help you guys grow as individuals. We get into very personal stuff. We are like a family. We're a close-knit group. And even though we've never physically met, and hopefully one day we'll get to travel to the Philippines or vice versa, come visit us here in New York. But we want you to brainstorm. We're going to ask you, what type of businesses do you want to start, down the track? How can we help you? We know it's very hard to keep people long-term these days, but if we can have an environment where you're doing your best work for a couple of years, 2, 3, 4, whatever time that is meant to be, at the same time, some people might help us open divisions, help us, manage teams and get, profit shares and so on and so forth. So we don't really need 3D animation. It's a bonus, because it's a very technical thing. We do very little 3D type of work. It's mostly 2Ds is sufficient. If you understand virality and you've done a lot of work in that area, understanding, copy and words that sell and storytelling that sells, that's a huge bonus, right? So go through all this at your own leisure. The application details, when you click through, are all here. Okay, so to wrap up, thank you guys for joining us, Feb and Carl. Any final words you want to share with whoever's watching? Feb?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, who's that?
That's Solar.
Isn't she the cutest? And Kyle, who's this puppy?
This is Miho.
Miho. Is it she?
Yes.
Oh, it's so cute. Very cute. So what are the final words you've got to share besides showing off some cute puppies?
Hi everyone, so we are the Star Producer team. We are a digital marketing agency mainly focused on video marketing, and we've been lucky enough to work with famous speakers and entrepreneurs over my career as an editor here. So some of those include Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, Robert Kiyosaki, T. Harv, Feng Jun, and yay! Yeah. So our main office is located in New York. So we've been working remotely for about 3 years now. Yes, you heard it right. This is a work from home job. So if you're interested in making trailer or teaser videos, promotional videos, documentary films, or anything about video marketing, come and join us.
Thank you, Feb, for preparing that lovely outro. Of course, that was prepared. Thank you. Yay! Kyle, any final words from you?
Kung may kilala kayong mga video editor, pwede nyong itag yung friends nyo. So, malabas na lang kanilang skills.
What did you just say? I have no idea. Sorry, that's
I just asked them to tag their friends.
Yay! Fantastic. Yes, if you have, some friends who might find this, opportunity interesting, please, spread the word. We really want to create a movement. We want to pair up the most talented people, working with the most incredible experts all around the world. So thank you, Carl. Thank you, Feb. Thank you, guys. Sola and Mihu. Thank you. Get some rest. Hope to hear from you guys shortly. If you guys are interested, I think there's some buttons below to click and go through the job application details. Send in your information, your amazing reels, your websites, your resume, and we look forward to connecting soon. All right, take care, guys. Bye. Thank you so much, Feb, Kyle. Bye-bye.